And down the outside, One Penny Red. It's Diggity in front, trying to run it down as Power of Mandala, and on the outside, One Penny Red.
Yeah, very good win there, One Penny Red. That's a good result. That he showed us a lot of speed, that horse, last time in, and we sort of had to just adjust his mind to sort of get him to relax and then finish off. He's a very fast horse on the training track, and he was sort of just jumping out in his races and going hard and stopping. So to see him hit the line like that's a really good result. Very good ride, Jamie Mott. That Ballarat synthetic, or probably most synthetic tracks, are all about momentum, and that's very much what he did. He sort of just let the horse flow into the race nicely, didn't get held up, and was nice and balanced. And then when he really had to sort of dig deep late, he could. So good result, everybody there. Well done, little connections there. They stuck fat with him. He sort of showed us plenty and was a bit disappointing last time in. Very late foal, that horse, so hopefully he'll just keep improving over the next 6 months and turn into sort of a nice sort of sprinting horse down the track. But no, good result, well done. Yeah, we took Phil the Fluke down Adelaide on the weekend, and really disappointed. She got pretty towy in the enclosure, and jockey hopped on and she jumped sideways and she put her foot through the outside fence, just a little wire fence in the enclosure, and she put a small cut on her leg, but it was sort of had a bit of blood on it, so the steward scratched it. But I got no dramas with the scratching, just sort of one of those things that happens. That's the highs and lows of racing, you know. Last 2 weeks ago she goes down there and she wins and wins well, and you sort of get excited, and you go back down there and she's short price favourite and has a little mishap before the race. But anyway, main thing, she travelled home okay. She's got a tiny little cut on the outside of her leg, so that'll clean up in about a week or so, and then we'll sort of get stuck back into her and find another race for her in probably 2 or 3 weeks' time. Okay, now runners this week, I'm about to hop in the truck in about half an hour and we'll drive up to Echuca. 2 nice horses going up there. Honey Wine, he's going really well. I expect him to be hard to beat up there. He's been face value a bit disappointing, but he should improve up there today. He's going too good not to. And Little Lorenzetti just needs half a luck. He's had no luck. He's probably 3 or 4 of his starts, and he's finally drawn half a gate. So I expect those two to go pretty well up there today. Now Sunday, Bendigo, I'll take Humzz up there. I took him up to Swan Hill a few weeks ago, and he just travelled home and got a little bit sick and was just off the ball, and just been struggling to get him back. And this week's the first time in a little while I've seen him actually gallop up good, and then his work this morning was really nice and sharp. So he's ready to go back to the races. He'll go to an 1100 metre 3-year-old Vobis race up there. Perfect race for him. Hopefully there's plenty of speed. He can sort of sit back running 3rd or 4th and then be really good late. But I expect his form to turn around. He's never beaten far anyway, but I'm really happy with going into the race with him on Sunday. Okay, now Monday, Casterton. Now a couple of horses in here, it really all depends. They're very low in the ballot. A horse called No GST went up to Chura first up, went terrible, and did a lot wrong, missed the start, and he pulled up with a bit of a sore back, and everything that went wrong could go wrong. Everything could go wrong, went wrong. But he we've had it treated. I gave him a jump out on Tuesday. I thought he jumped out okay, so if he gets a run, I'll probably take him to Casterton. Squibbly Dibbly it was almost very similar. He trialled up really good, and then took him to the races, and he got his tongue over the bit, and so we've gone down the road of trialling him again and taken a bit of gear, adjusting a bit of gear, and I thought he trialled up okay on Tuesday, so I've got him down there as well. He just needs a race with plenty of speed on, so he can sort of sit back running 3rd or 4th and then be good late. Manzar. Now Manzar is going to get set for the synthetic staying series, but I need to get another run into him before the heat starts, so he'll probably go there. He'll go well, he'll be competitive without a doubt, but he's going to be set for a race in about 6 or 8 weeks time, so mainly needed to just sort of keep him ticking over, but having said that, he's probably above this sort of grade, so it wouldn't surprise me to see him right around about the mark as well. Filly I ran first up, got a long way back and ran home okay, called From Ista. She's coming off a long time injury, and we're just sort of being quite gently with her. Blinkered her up through the week, and I thought she was quite keen and showed a bit of turn of foot, so she'll probably head off there as well in an 1800 metre maiden. Okay, Ballarat Tuesday, back on the synthetic. I've got One Penny Red in there. He's going to cop a bit of weight, but I don't know, track and distance, why not? Have another roll of the dice, see how he goes. So he'll probably go back there. I'll give him a bit of a gallop on Saturday morning and see how he works, but no reason why he won't carry weight, that horse, and I think I prefer to put Jamie Mott back on him than a claiming apprentice. I just reckon that track's a bit of a trick, and a good experienced jockey's better than anything, so he'll probably probably go there, depending on his work. And a filly will run first up called Fortune Rose. She showed us plenty of last time in. She won a race or so and was placed a few times, so she's gone to the paddock and come back in, and she's ready to go first up. So I expect a pretty forward going with her. I tried her over a bit of a trip last time in, and she didn't really run it right out. So I'm going to try and keep her to sort of the shorter distances this time, probably up to a mile. So first up over 1200 looks pretty much ideal. She just matter of how she gets around the synthetic at Ballarat. When you train horses sort of retire or they break down or have injuries, and every now and again you get a really nice quiet horse that you need to find a really good home from, and we sort of spend a lot of time rehoming horses here. And I was at Sandown yesterday, and fantastic, a horse we used to train called Statham. He walked past me, and I actually got to give him a pat and took a nice photo of him, and he's now the clerk of the course in Melbourne with Julian Welsh, and he's one of the better clerk of the course ponies. So fantastic to see life after racing, I suppose, for a horse.
G'day guys, welcome to Around the Stables. This week's horse is an interesting horse, a new horse to the stable called Buluga. He's a lovely 3-year-old colt by Bendigo from the Makybe stud team, and yeah, as far as pedigree goes, he's probably got an Easter pedigree, so yeah, he's extremely well bred, but yeah, he does have a problem, and that problem sort of is that he's got a club foot. So club foot, it's a lot narrower, it stands taller, and yeah, it can cause just unevenness. The thing that we've done to try and compensate him and help him out is put it's called a world racing plate on the good foot, and that's just brought that up to the level of the club foot. So without even trying to fix the club foot, we've just sort of brought him up so it's a lot more even. It's working really good. He's doing probably the most work that he's done. He's up to galloping a couple of 100 metres up the hill, so and he's probably the soundest we've ever had him. So as far as that's going, yeah, if he was going to go sore or anything like that, I would imagine that he would have already. So another thing we've done is just probably kept the grain bit out of his diet. Obviously with a racehorse you need high levels of protein, but we've just tried to keep it at the optimum level for him, and enough protein that he can still race well, but enough that that'll keep him sound. So yeah, he's a lovely kind natured horse, so yeah, hopefully if we get this club foot right, that he'll get to the racetrack and win plenty of races.
That's it for another week at Emsley Lodge. Thanks for watching. What about Chris Waller is sort of in the paper this week, and he's talking about in New South Wales that they're going to build a big training facility, and he's talking about you know, horses get injured around corners and at speed and that sort of stuff, and the facility that he wants to build is galloping horses up a hill in a straight line. Hello Chris, I did that 10 years ago here at Emsley Lodge. That's the complete basis of how we built this place, and also when we built Casterton Lodge, it was very much a European style, so you know, the horses injure themselves going around corners and putting all that pressure on one leg. When you can gallop them in a straight line up a hill, all that pressure's off those front legs, hence our breakdown rate here at the farm is so low. And you know, the big trainers elsewhere, Hayes has always done it with Lindsay Park and now Hayes' facility up there at Euroa. That seems to be the go, but yeah, really interested that what we based the building here of Emsley Lodge is exactly what Waller wants to build up in New South Wales, so might have been a bit ahead of our time, mate. Anyway, till next week, see you later. That's a bloody good ride too, Jamie Mott. Interesting, that sort of, Pakenham, Ballarat. What about this week in the paper, Chris Waller?